Collegiate Novice B final. And our starting lineup will be the University of California, San Diego, UC Santa Barbara, and the University of San Diego.
I'd just like to say a thank you to Alan Kemp, who's borne the brunt of the commentary today, right from 7:30 this morning till now. Unfortunately, you're going to have to listen to my dulcet tones more than Alan's for the rest of the day, because he's losing his voice. So the next event up is the Women's Collegiate Novice B final. 3 crews in it, all of them from Southern California. We have the University of California, San Diego in lane 1, University of California, Santa Barbara in lane 2, and the University of San Diego in lane 3. They're on the start line. Crew in blue nearest to us is the University of San Diego. The crew in the blue and yellow is the University of California, Santa Barbara, who have their hand up at the moment. And on the far side, in lane 1, as we look at it on the Jumbotron, is the University of California, San Diego.
Two minutes.
We've had the 2-minute warning.
Women's Collegiate Novice B final. University of California, San Diego. University of California, Santa Barbara. University of San Diego.
We still have hands up.
Attention. Go.
And we're off. Crew's putting in short, sharp strokes to begin with. Important to get the boat moving. Very difficult to get the boat moving if you're taking full strokes right from the get-go. And they seem to have come off the line with the University of San Diego novice boat taking a quick lead. We're focusing on them on there in the on the Jumbotron. University of San Diego, followed by the UC San Diego, followed by UC Santa Barbara, followed by UC San Diego. This is a straight final. This is the second novice boats. So this is not the first novice boats from each of these institutions. This is their equivalent of a second varsity, but for novices. So they're second novice boats. Coming down to around the 250. Looks like the University of San Diego have taken about half a length over UC Santa Barbara, with another half length back to UC San Diego. On the Jumbotron, you can see that red flag, or you could see that red flag just up ahead. That's the 500-meter mark. That's the one. So they're approaching that mark at the moment. All crews should have hopefully settled into their race pace by now. And as they've done that, it looks as though the University of San Diego have taken a lead out to about a length. But UC Santa Barbara are hanging on to them, and UC San Diego are hanging on to UC Santa Barbara. All crews are trying to put down some powerful strokes now in the race pace, gathering themselves. No race is ever won by the 1,000 meters, so they know they've got to be rowing a little bit within themselves by the time they get to the 1,000 meters, because that third 500 is so critical. Nice view from the back there of the UC Santa Barbara crew. These sort of wild and blustery conditions would suit UC Santa Barbara, because where they train, this is the norm rather than the exception. University of San Diego now have clear water on UC Santa Barbara. They push their lead out to about 1.5 lengths. We're here seeing the UC San Diego crew, their second novice boat. We're in lane 1, trying to stay in contact with UC Santa Barbara just ahead of them. And they're doing that. University of San Diego now approaching the 1,000 meter mark. That's the red flag you see on the Jumbotron there with that line of red buoys. And we're now having a look at University of Sando's blade work. Ooh, we're getting a little popply there. A few of the blades starting to smack the top of some of the waves. So USD with this University of San Diego with this sort of lead, they need to sit back, concentrate on making their blade work nice and clean, getting their oars in and out with each other and keeping a push on each release. A little bit of steering going on there in the University of San Diego boat. They're set off across the lanes, and I don't know quite where they're going, but they're now aimed for the beer tent. They've straightened up now. That was a major deviation. They seem to have straightened up in the lane. Doesn't seem to have affected the distance between them and the crews behind them. But that was a rather extraordinary thing, and now they seem to be setting off in the other direction. In fact, I'm a little concerned that there might be a problem with the steering on the University of San Diego boat. Oh no, here they come back the other way. This is serpentine to say the least, which leads me to conclude that there might be an equipment problem here. As they're approaching the 500 meter mark, that third 500 was still a solid rowing 500 from the University of San Diego, but they've made some fairly major deviations right and left out of their lane across the course. What should have been a comfortable lead at this point, as a result, is still reasonably comfortable, but it could have been a lot more, I suspect. Sometimes what happens on a course is that a coxswain gets a parallax view of the lanes, and they set off down what they think is a straight line, and it turns out to be a line directly across the course. As we come down now into the last 500, University of San Diego are maintaining their lead. University of California Santa Barbara have inched away from the University of San Diego, sorry, the UC San Diego, who have been battling them hard all the way down the course, but they just seem to have achieved a little bit of separation here. As they come down into the last 250, it's the University of San Diego who seem to have reasserted themselves in their correct lane. About a 2.5 length lead over UC Santa Barbara, who have about the same distance to UC San Diego. And even as we come to the finish line, it's going to be touch and go whether or not the University of San Diego finish. No, they've moved into the lane adjacent to them. University of San Diego now in UC Santa Barbara's lane, pushing UC Santa Barbara over to the left-hand side of their lane. Luckily, the crews aren't close enough to each other for that to be a problem. Well, these, as I say, the equivalent of the second varsity for novices. They're the second eights in each novice squad for these respective schools, and that was a very hard fought race by all of them. Unofficially, University of San Diego first, UC Santa Barbara second, UC San Diego third. Next up is the third final of the Women's Collegiate
Event 50, 3 minutes.
second varsity. In lane 1, Georgetown